Empty shelves to hit us in waves amid trade war. Guys, I do think that it's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be today, but I do think that within the next couple of months at least, depending on the items themselves, specifically if these items are items that we just do not stockpile, let's say, some of these items are definitely not going to be here at the same rate. And then based off supply and demand, these items are also then going to get more expensive due to scarcity. Right? I think that's just a reality of the situation here. But this video is coming from a suggestion via Discord. Let's go ahead and jump into this immediately. Let's see where this takes us, guys. It's called Tariff Turmoil.
Plummeting to one of the lowest levels on record.
What channel is this?
New today, consumer
MSNBC.
sentiment plummeting to one of the lowest levels on record amid a fierce trade war. Retailers are warning of empty shelves reminiscent of the pandemic, with the 145% tariff on nearly all Chinese imports in place. Yesterday, President Trump said he's ready to make a deal with President Xi.
Have you spoken to him since the tariffs? When did you last
I don't want to comment on that, but I've spoken to him many times.
When did that happen, and what did you discuss?
I'll let you know at the appropriate time. Let's see if we can make a deal.
Yeah, the newscaster here just kind of structured that in a very interesting way. Trump has always been kind of ready to make a deal singularly. He just has been. He himself has been trying to make a deal consistently. Right. I mean, Art of the Deal, that's his book, right? Like he's always trying to make a deal. So the reality of the situation is that she actually has to come forward more so. Beijing basically needs to back it. The people of China specifically need to push Xi to actually come to the table, because there are many sectors specifically in China that are absolutely suffering. One specifically that are set up exclusively to deliver goods to the United States of America.
Meantime, major ports like the Port of Los Angeles are seeing a steep drop in imports from China. And joining me now, we have Lori-Ann LaRocco, global supply chain reporter for CNBC Business News. Lori is also the author of the book Trade War, Containers Don't Lie, Navigating the Bluster. Lori, big welcome to you. So when it comes to the prospect of empty store shelves, which products could be hit hardest, and should consumers be worried? I mean, are you seeing a rush to buy certain things right now?
Not yet.
We really shouldn't see a rush because we actually have the items in. It's going to hit us in waves, Alex. And this is what we're going to kind of see with the timeline. Starting in June, this is where you're going to start seeing, those items that we
seasonal
love to get
things
really cheap online. Those are the items that are going to get hit first. And those are like the fast fashion, products we might get on Amazon. And the reason why is that smaller businesses, they can't afford to have front loaded, right, all of these items in to beef up their inventory. Then starting in July, this is critical because this is the back to school time, right, where parents are going into the stores to get their kids their school clothes. So you're looking at backpacks, you're looking at notebooks, you're going to be looking at all of these items that some have been brought in, but there has been a major pause when you're looking at the amount of items that have been brought in, and people are just really uncertain, if you will. Is it going to consumer going to buy? We have seen the pullback on a multitude of different economic indicators in terms of that hesitancy, and without really any definitive acknowledgement of what's going on, we're going to see this pullback. And then in addition to the fast fashion and the school clothes, also electronics, because of the connectivity, right, of the inventory of the supply chain.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in 1 second, but let me ask, because you're saying basically we have until June, that the supply is there as of now.
Oh yeah, we have nearly everything.
The car industry, because we reported people are rushing out to buy cars or renew leases or whatever they need to do.
Yeah, it really depends on the item. I mean, when it comes to the autos, Alex, it's those tariffs that have already been slapped. And so people are trying to get in there, right? Let's get that car that's out in the lot now before another one has to come in that will be more expensive. So that's why you're seeing that rush for the bigger ticket items.
Okay, so it's about the bottom dollar there. So we learned yesterday that China exempted some U.S.-made microchips from tariffs. Does this indicate that China is backing down on some level?
Absolutely. They need that.
I really don't think so, Alex. I mean, it shows that there's a willingness, right, of the cooperation. But as we have seen with the prior trade war that's still in existence, there is so much rhetoric. And because of this conflicting comments between Trump and the Chinese officials about if a deal is happening, we're going to just continue to be in this like push and pause, if you will, of do we make more things? Do we hold off? What do we do? So I'm kind of hesitant to see that this is like a victory, if anything, for Trump.
Like as of right now, it's not like a complete victory, but it will be. I just want you to like, guys, you have to be very patient with things like this. Like these issues did not start 100 days ago. Okay, just to be honest here, the countries that have in fact been enacting tariffs on us while we were not tariffing them, this goes back very far. Okay, it has built a lot of we have helped build a gigantic amount of countries around this planet, right, based off of the tariffs. That we have basically allowed them to put on us and us not them. Okay, so if you're under the impression that the economy specifically could be fixed within the first 100 days of Trump's presidency, that does not make any sense, guys. All this money is already printed. Right, just remember that specifically phrase. Right, all the money has been printed. They'd have to burn it if you want to actually get the value of your dollar back to what it was pre-2019. Okay, so that right there cannot be fixed as fast. I do think that at the end of all of this, we should come out of it, but it's going to be definitely very hard while we're in it. The reality of the situation is, guys, you should not be going to get a car, bro. You don't. Stop doom spending. Consistently save and attempt to grow whatever asset that you actually have or can procure, at least. Okay? But it's gonna have to be hard, guys. We have not seen any struggle in almost 100 years, like any serious struggle in 100 years. All right, things we get stronger with struggle. If that makes any sense. By definition, at least.
Well, walk us through what is happening at our West Coast ports. I mean, how much of a drop in shipments
like
from Asia are they experiencing?
We are seeing a massive, massive drop, Alex.
Wow.
You are looking at
drop a number.
44% decrease in vessels year over year coming in. And what's really key here, Alex, are the people that move the containers. You need people to move trade. Definitely. If you have 40% less containers coming in, that is going to impact the people that are
the jobs
the truckers,
that are there.
The railroads, the warehousing. This is more than just us consuming and us bringing in orders. There's an entire supply chain here that is connected to jobs. And so the longer this goes, Alex, we're going to see some significant impact here in terms of employment. In fact, the Port of Oakland, which is a huge port that relies on both imports and exports, are very, very balanced. They've got a 50-50 split. They already started warning on Friday about the detriment when it comes to jobs and the exposure with this.
Yeah, guys, when it comes to dock workers, this is not a job that you want to think you can stay in for too much longer. Like these are one of the jobs that are in fact going to be replaced by some type of robot or AI based something. They're going to hire one person to basically handle the robots, guys. All right, I'm just going to be completely honest. This is not the job you want to stay in indefinitely. All right. And if you look at the East Coast, a couple of maybe months ago or so, there was a gigantic protest pretty much based off of dock workers. Understand what the future is. You can never get stuck in something, specifically not anymore. These companies are not loyal to you, right? Like it's not like you're going to work here for a certain amount of time and then get an actual benefit. They'll fire you anytime. All right. And these are one of these industries that are definitely going to be very hard hit. Absolutely. Over the road trucking also, specifically as the technology increases in terms of vehicles that are self-driving, let's say, everything is going to be automated. Okay. And a lot of these companies are going to choose that automation over actual human labor because they don't sue when they get injured. Like the reality is that these companies are not loyal, and this is definitely not an industry that you can basically stay within for the next 20, 30, 40 years, guys. That's not that anymore. At one time, yeah, but every field for the most part gets taken over by technology at some time. And I do think that regardless of, or if it's good or bad for humanity, et cetera, guys, it's going to dominate, right? But all right.
As you well know, Lorianne, we have seen this week the CEOs of the nation's top retail stores meeting with President Trump and warning the tariffs could no doubt lead to these shortages. Even if a deal is reached soon, are we in for at least some troubling times ahead?
Definitely.
I believe we are. And the reason why is that trade takes time to move, and you also have to order it.
Okay.
The fact that we've had a pause in all of these manufacturing plants.
That's why she's saying waves.
Tell me in China that there are factories that have literally shut down because they're not making any products for the United States. So if you think about it, remember with COVID, everything shut down and then everything ramped back up. And so what happens is
supply chain
once you hit
shortages.
that unpause button, it's going to be that rush to make the materials and then get the product on the vessels and back here, which causes congestion and raises freight prices.
Yeah, that's like if you were actually if you were one of the individuals that are out there chasing like the Xbox Series X specifically, right, and the PS5 like a couple of years ago, if you were one of those ones trying to find one, you're just like, they're nowhere to be found. And then everyone was buying them and then basically price gouging them because they have it. Like, that's what's going to happen with a lot of things. Okay. Like a lot of things. People are going to go, they're going to buy this thing. And then if they can get it at a good price, they're going to sell it to make a profit, a gigantic profit. That's exactly what's going to happen. Think about that, but for a lot of other things. Think about that specific period of time, right? Where, guys, there was a supply chain shortage, right? Shortage of chip shortage. Then they needed to get the chips to build the PS5s, then to deliver them to the stores without, everyone running to the stores so they can buy it to resell it for 3 times the price, 2 times the price, right? So I would definitely suspect that. If you have a car right now, it may be smarter, all right? It's on its last leg, bro. It may be smarter, okay, just to fix it. I get it. Some of the parts are expensive, but guess what you don't have to do? Get locked into some ridiculous 84 months finance charge, right? Or 72 months, 84 months, 96, whatever that crazy thing is. All right. Yeah. All right. Understand you should not be financing the car for more than 60 months at the maximum. All right. And if you could, do it for 36. You get what I'm saying here? Because you need to not get taken advantage of. And it seems like everyone in this economy is just set up for themselves, rather than, for the most part, the collective of making sure everyone is not being railroaded consistently. This is the reason why our economy is so crazy. Everyone is price gouging, right? Everyone is price gouging you. But either way, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day. Thoroughly let me know in the comments what you guys think. Argue with me. Sure thing, guys.